Hello and welcome to this first look at the first 25 vintage Penguin books as published from 1935 onwards. Now, many years ago, I did used to run a Instagram page called Penguin Book a Day, and although that was super popular, I always wanted a bit more time to go through the collection and maybe talk about each book in a bit more detail. So that's what the purpose of this video is. So this is the first in what I hope to be a series where I go through my entire collection, about 25 books at a time. I'll look at the main series in chronological order. I'll look at the Penguin specials, puffins, anything that people want me to cover, I will have a look at. I've pretty much got examples of every single series that Penguin ever published. So sit back, relax. Don't forget to like this video, and if you like the content, please subscribe as well. And let's get to it. Okay, so here we go, and this is the very first Penguin paperback. At least it's numbered number 1. A lot of these early paperbacks came out in batches of 10. That's when they were published, so this one does show the first 10 on the back, and it is Ariel by Maurois. Now, this one is... it's got the publishing date 1935. Quite nice. This one's got a nice dedication in August 1935. It's a really nice copy. No dust wrapper on this, although it was issued with one. I would love to have them all in mint, nice dust wrappers. It may well be that I actually do have a dust wrapper for this one, but it might be a little bit too low grade and it looks better on the shelf just as is. But there we are, that's the very, very first Penguin, and blue for biography. There is an advanced proof copy of this one, which is actually in the green colours of Penguin. So a bit more unusual, that one. Not many of those around. In fact, I believe there's only about 3 in total. So that's one. If you ever do come across a green Ariel, you know you've done well. Now the next is Hemingway's classic, A Farewell to Arms. Once again, part of the first 10. This was book number 2 that Penguin published. Absolutely great book, this one. Number 3, Eric Linklater, Poet's Pub. Once again, a classic in its own way. This one got a little bit of foxing on the edges there. It's still a pretty nice copy, that one. Number 4 is Madame Claire. Yeah, Susan Ertz. Yeah, this is one that you could almost say was not a forgotten classic, but you know, these were published in the 30s. They've hardly lived up through the decades, although some of them do get rediscovered. So this is the first ever Penguin crime, which is Dorothy L. Sayers' The Unpleasantness at the Bologna Club. This is book number 5 in Penguin series. Once again, listing the original John Lane Bodley Head. This one a little more worn, as is the case with a lot of crime books. They're highly sought after in their own right, apart from being Penguin books. But, you know, I'm still happy just to have a copy in first edition. Now, number 6 was Mysterious Affair at Styles. So Alan Lane had a long friendship with Agatha Christie, and it was no surprise that they got one of her books to be included in the first batch of 10 Penguins. However, I believe there was a copyright issue with this particular book, so it was hastily replaced with the new number 6, which was a different one, which is The Murder on the Links. So this is one that is actually in a wrapper because it came out a little bit later, but this replaced the number 6 in the main numbered series. Mysterious Affair at Styles does come back later on. I believe it's number 61. Now 25. This is another biography title, Beverly Nichols. Not one of the greatest condition wise for me. A little bit worn there, but that's number 7. Number 8 is E.H. Young's William, which is a fiction title. This one it's got the sixpence actually printed on the dust wrapper. These exist with or without the sixpence on. Underneath, you see it's nice, bright and mint, but these wrappers, when you think they're getting on for, well, they're over 80 years old now, so the fact that they've survived at all in this great nick is to be applauded, really. I certainly can't believe the condition of some of my penguins when I think how old they actually are. Gone to Earth, Mary Webb. There we are, another fiction title. And then finishing off that first batch of 10 is Compton Mackenzie's Carnival. So that's the first 10 penguins in their entirety. Now, for Penguin's 50th birthday, they did actually re-release the first 10 penguins in a box set. So it came with a little booklet, and they are facsimiles of the first 10 in almost every way, with a bit of a potted history on the authors. It's a really nice little set, and it's not expensive to get either. Copies of this set can still be picked up, sometimes even sealed, on sites like eBay for about £25, 25, 30 pounds. So this was the set, the first 10 penguins for 50 years. And then here they all are. So this set that I've got came from an actual penguin rep, and they were alas sunned because they've been on display. But as you can see, it's the first 10 books, all in mint facsimile form, which is quite nice. Certainly, if you're a penguin collector, it's nice to have that set in your collection. Yes, the first 50. They really went. I think the 50th anniversary was the first time Penguin really went to town. They never missed their anniversaries. So, you know, for the 21st, even the 10th anniversary, Penguin did publish special books. However, the 50th, they really did go to town, which was great to see. So back to the main series. So this is book number 11, Norman Douglas's South Wind. Big thick one. This probably the longest Penguin up until this point. What's that? Just over 300 pages. And once again, you'll notice on the back that the first Penguins is now the first 20. So we've got numbers 10 to 20, and these were published a couple of months after the original 10. Then we've got number 12, which is The Purple Land by W.H. Hudson. This is another one which is in, when you think about it, remarkable condition for its age. That one is absolutely perfect in every way. So it's number 12. Let's pop these here, so we're running out of room. Number 13, Phillip MacDonald, Patrol. This one's in its original wrapper. Now, number 14, one of my favourites. This is Dashiell Hammett's The Thin Man. It's absolute classic crime. One of my favourite vintage crime authors, Dashiell Hammett. This is a really nice copy as well. This is probably, the first real collectible early Penguin that I've shown you. 1935 still. Lovely copy, that one. So very pleased with that. Let's push these more into screen. Number 15, yes, For Frightened People. So this one is in a wrapper. Admittedly, the wrapper's creased on the front there. Even so, another nice fiction title. Number 16, we have Vita Sackville-West's The Edwardians. A little bit of foxing on this one. Still a nice one, a bit of a tougher one to find. Number 17, Liam O'Flaherty's The Informer. This one, once again, got a bit of spine roll and foxing, but these are all perfectly readable, and believe me, I do love reading my old Penguins. Number 18, I believe this was the earliest one, the first early Penguin I really found, which was Debonair by G.B. Stern. Yeah, I remember getting this many years ago. I think I was even possibly still at school. This was the very first early Penguin I had, and it certainly held a fascination. And I think predominantly the numbering is what got me most into it. Thinking, oh, let's try and get them all. What a foolish thing to do, eh? Number 19, The Strange Case of Miss Anna Spragg. Once again, a little bit harder to find this one, but most of these pre-war periods aren't too bad because they're robust printed. they had decent print runs, these. The first 10 only 10,000 but of the first edition, but they soon came back into print. And you can find these early ones, these up to about number 200, are all pretty easy to get your hands on. Just some are a bit more desirable than others. Another one pretty easy, number 20, Erewhon by Samuel Butler. Number 21, Our Mr. Wren by Sinclair Lewis. Now this one, once again, it's now changed, and on the back you've got numbers 21 to 30 included. So the list is steadily growing, but at a very swift pace, you might think, for a brand new publisher. Number 21, Helen Ashton's Dr. Sarah Cold. Not a great copy, that one. Number 23 is George Moore and Esther Waters. You see this, that's the front there. If you have a look at the spine, you see how it's coloured up and greyed, almost probably because it was in a room with a smoker. And this is so common. You'll see, if you look down at the spines there, that one particularly nice, out of a wrapper. Underneath, Erewhon would have been protected, so that'll be nice and bright underneath. And I do sometimes just take the wrappers off, just to keep them looking as nice as possible on the shelf, and keep the wrappers separate. Number 24, Hangman's House, which sounds like a crime novel, but in actual fact it's listed as fiction. And then the last one we'll look at today, number 25, is Naval Occasions by Bartimus. And Bartimus wrote a couple of these Navy Stories of the Sea books. That's number 25. Well, that concludes our look at these first 25 Penguin books. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, going forward, I'll aim to have the next video published in about a couple of weeks' time, with a bit of luck. Now, it'll either be the next 25 books, so numbers 26 to 50, or maybe it would be something that you would like to see. So I've got most of the Penguin series from 1935 to 1970, including Puffins as well. So maybe there's something you would like to see featured, maybe a particular author or a series, and I'll have a think about it, and possibly I'll do a video on them. So in the meantime, please like this video, do subscribe for all my future content, and thanks for watching.